This is the second video about the operation itself. Like I say, I decided on the gastric sleeve because I had lost 40 kilograms a couple of years earlier doing it myself, but I was still so far from my target weight that I kind of started losing heart a wee bit. I was only coming off a pound a week, 2 pounds a week, or nothing a week sometimes. So I started slipping up, and a few beers at weekends, and takeaways and stuff, which didn't help me, and I kind of just put the weight back on again. But I knew fine if I could get my weight down to a manageable level, I would be able to maybe do the rest myself. So the gastric sleeve, I was told by the surgeon, would take effectively a third of my weight off, and a third of the weight loss I was after off, sorry, and the rest would be up to me. But certainly it was going to be beneficial to me in the long run. Yes, it was a lot of money, but worth it. The pros far outweighed the cons. There weren't any cons really, apart from having to pay for the thing, but that was it. The pre-op diet before they went into the hospital in Aberdeen, like I said, 4th of August, I had to do a pre-op diet for a whole week before that, where I went, it was no carbohydrates basically. You could have a few bits of Rivita, something like that, but no carbs. That's meant to shrink the liver to allow them to get access to your stomach. The stomach's pushed aside, and you go online and look on YouTube for gastric sleeve operation, and you'll see how they do it, and it's very interesting. And microsurgery. It was done by microsurgery. It was really clever. So I went into hospital, booked in at about 1 o'clock, and the operation was from 3 till half 3 till about 8. Went through the operating theatre, spoke to the staff, spoke to the anaesthetist, and got told what was going to happen to me. I was glad because I was on the bed. I call it the slab. I was on the bed in the operating theatre, but I was upright at an angle because I struggled to breathe basically because of my size. The operation was done without any hitches. It was totally par for the course, and I was taken back through to my bedroom for recovery, where my parents were sitting along with my partner, and I was basically self-administering morphine and stuff like that for the pain. The only real pain I can tell, if you look in the video, you see them, they're burning, they're cauterizing inside you. You can't feel any of that when you come off the painkillers, because I don't know if there's not nerve endings in there or something or whatever. But the only pain I could feel was a build-up of gas. And other folk have said this, you'll see on YouTube. It's like a build-up of gas in the stomach, or like cramps, like you've overeaten on Christmas Day, it's often described as, and it won't go anywhere, you can't get rid of it. And I was moaning and groaning. They give you peppermint tea, which didn't work. You're meant to be sipping liquids, water and stuff like that. That didn't work. I was on dihydrocodeine, it didn't work. I was on tramadol, didn't work. And the solution that I found was just to roll over or stand up. As soon as you start getting the cramps, stand up, move around, change your position in bed. First night I had a terrible night's sleep. I hardly slept at all because of that. I didn't know what to do. Second night I kind of sussed out how to sort it out. All you have to do is, personally I had to do was roll over on my side or on my back and get up or stand still. It seemed to move the gas around. You start passing gas a wee bit, it comes out of your system. They tell you to go and have a walk, but that's more to do with deep vein thrombosis. I got things put on my legs when I was recovering. It keeps it's basically like a blood pressure sphygmomanometer, or whatever you call it thing. It squeezes your legs and keeps the blood flowing. That was okay. I was on rivaroxaban for thinning the blood because of my heart thing that I told you about in the first video. So that meant my risk of blood clots were pretty slim anyway. But that was that. And I basically spent 2 days in hospital on liquids, and I got home a couple of days after. I went in, and I'll cover the getting home bit and afterwards in the next clip. But I was getting visits in the hospital. My family all came up, and it was really good. Loads of support and stuff before I went in. I was going to try and keep it quiet, but what's the point, If I'd suddenly lost a load of weight, somebody's going to sort of suss it out anyway. Nothing to be embarrassed about, in my opinion. I had a health problem with my weight I tried diet and it hadn't worked, so I did something about it. Anyone who says it's an easy option, you know what to say to them. It involves 2 words. It isn't an easy option at all. You've gone in for major surgery, and you're never going to be the same again. You'll feel a lot better anyway, I think. But yeah, I'll go on describe what happened when I got home in the next clip. Thanks.